Hi, I'm Bill, and if this is the first time dropping into my channel, welcome. Uh, this video is a little bit different than my other videos because this is a video where I tell you that I quit astrophotography. Um, After my last video release on the 27th of December in 2021, the one where I shared, I think it was titled My Biggest Mistake in Astronomical, My Biggest Astronomical Imaging Mistake in 2021. It's the video where I shared with you where I just had really made a critical mistake. I didn't understand where my filters were in my filter wheel, and I had gone forward and collected a lot of data, in particular around M31 Andromeda Galaxy, only to find out later that I didn't really know which filters I was using. And the discovery came about by my decision to upgrade to 3 nanometer narrowband filters, where I purchased an HA filter, and I had an open slot in my filter wheel. I incorporated it in, and through that process I realized, man, I'd made a huge mistake. So I released that video. I put the best spin on it that I could. You know, we're on a learning curve. We get to successes through failures, all that kind of stuff I was probably saying and trying to convince myself. But a couple of weeks after I released that video, I made a decision to quit astrophotography. I was going to sell my astrophotography gear. I was going to use that money to go explore some other hobby and do something different. Astrophotography was just not the right hobby for me. Look, because how bad I messed up and all that. So I was a little down in the dumps. I was feeling self-pity, I think, and all that. But fortunately, my wife would tell you I'm a procrastinator. So I did not take immediate action to sell my astrophotography gear. And I think there came a time around the end of February where I started thinking about all the positive things that I got from astrophotography in 2021. Big mistake aside, all the positive things I gained by that decision in December of 2020 to look into astrophotography and take it on as my next challenge. In particular, some of the people I met through the Riverside Astronomical Society, who I happened to meet down in Landers, California, at the club's dark site, started to build some relationships there. Also thought about, hey, I made some good decisions in how I spent my money. I took that Zenithstar 61 and I built it out and into a very capable imaging telescope with the addition of a dedicated monochrome camera and the filters and autofocusing. And so, those were positives. So I really started thinking about the positive things. And what happened is the positives started to outweigh the negatives of that embarrassing mistake that I made. And so I said, what should I do? So I decided to unquit. So yes, I did quit astrophotography, but now I've unquit. So I have been ignoring the comments. I want to thank those people that took the time to leave comments. I want to thank everyone who continued their subscription to the channel. I want to thank the new subscribers. I'm invigorated again. I'm going to take all those positive things that I identified that happened in 2021 through my decision to take on the challenge of astrophotography. I'm going to carry all those positive things into 2022. So I'm looking forward to building additional content for you as the objects start to come around that the focal length of my telescope can handle. I'll start imaging again, and I'll share where I'm at. I'll finally sit down. I do have some good data around the Heart Nebula and the Soul Nebula. I'll sit back down and dig into PixInsight again and get those images produced. Now, my next video is going to be out in a week or two, and what I thought might be helpful to new people If you're thinking about what your budget roadmap might look like, I'm going to share with you what my expenditures were, and you know, how I added capabilities to my system over time. And so maybe that will be helpful information to you if you're thinking about getting into astrophotography, or you have a basic telescope and you want to wonder what it's going to cost to build that system out into a more automated system. Maybe the information I'll share in my upcoming video will be helpful to you. So anyway, you know, and I'm really happy that I unquit, because my history is not one of quitting. So anyway, so thanks again for dropping into the channel. Thank you for your subscription. Thank you for taking time to comment, and I look forward to sharing my experiences as I jump back on the learning curve. And one thing you know for sure, you'll see the good with the bad here. When I make a mistake, I'll share it, no matter how embarrassing it may be, in hopes that maybe you can avoid a similar mistake. All right, so I think I said about too much already. I'm going to sit down and start answering some of the comments, or basically all the comments that have been languishing there for some time. And I'm going to start planning my imaging calendar for 2022. I am a member also, besides the Riverside Astronomical Society. I paid for a membership in the Sacramento Valley Astronomical Society. They have a site up in Blue Canyon. It's basically the old Blue Canyon Airport. And when the time comes where my targets that are right for my scope become visible, I'm going to drop in up there at Blue Canyon and look to meet some of the club members, and actually conduct some imaging from that location. So, and I'll share those experiences with you as well. You know, again, if you've ever thought about joining a club and there's one in your area, I would strongly suggest you consider doing that. But you know, other than that, clear skies. Thanks again. See you next time.